I just got back from a closed-door meeting with some of the smartest content marketers in the world, and what I learned there made me completely rethink my entire 2026 strategy. There are 5 new content marketing tactics that are about to explode, and they're nothing like what we've been doing. In this video, I'm gonna show you the 5 game-changing strategies that are about to completely transform how expertise-based businesses get clients, real examples of how you can use them, and I'll even reveal the controversial tactic that made half my mastermind group of content experts super uncomfortable, even calling it unethical, while the other half couldn't argue with the results. Now, I've been helping service businesses master content and marketing for over a decade, and this is all I talk about day in and day out, and these strategies are so insane with potential, even I'm excited about them. But before we dive into the strategies, you need to understand that they all tap into one massive marketing trend that's already quietly dominating everything. It's called zero-click marketing, and here's what that means. So people are getting what they need without ever leaving the platform that they're on. You know, when someone searches Google now, they see the answer right at the top without clicking anything. When they ask ChatGPT for recommendations, they get names of businesses without visiting any websites. When they scroll social media, they watch your entire video, see your offer, even contact you without leaving the app. And the best part is, this isn't fighting against you. It's the biggest opportunity we've had in years. Because if you know how to work with this trend instead of against it, you can reach more clients with less effort than ever before. And that controversial strategy that I teased before, it's controversial because it takes this concept to the absolute extreme, but like it or not, it's working. So stick around to see for yourself if you're with the half who calls it spammy, or if you see the potential. This one's killer, and I know for a fact it works. I've actually got proof coming up, yet nobody's really talking about this as a strategy yet. So Goldman Sachs published a paper that predicts the YouTube creator economy is gonna double by 2027. That means it's not saturated yet, not even close. You still have your chance to get in before the real rush happens, but you do need to move before your competition figures this out. And YouTube's the perfect example of zero-click marketing done right. People stay on the platform for hours at a time, going from video to video without ever needing to leave. But YouTube itself isn't the strategy here, there's more to it. Most small channels have a really big problem. It takes forever for them to build an audience from scratch. You're posting videos to no views, just hoping that the algorithm eventually notices you exist. Meanwhile, there are established channels in your industry who already have the exact audience that you want to reach. So what if you could just borrow their viewers? Well, YouTube just released a collaboration feature that lets you team up with another creator where you co-post the same video to both your channels, and it's gonna push it out to both of your audiences. But before you think, collaborating sounds hard, or why would someone want to collaborate with me when I'm a brand new channel, that's where our real strategy number 1 comes in. I call this the strategic YouTube podcast collab. You're gonna love this, and here's how it works. So first, you wanna find other experts in your niche who have a pretty decent audience size for your industry. Doesn't have to be viral numbers, just solid views. Like if you're a fitness coach, you might want to find other fitness channels with maybe 10 to 50,000 subscribers. Or if you're a home organizer, find interior designers with similar numbers. They don't need millions of views, just engaged viewers who could also use your services. Second, invite them for a video podcast interview. And when I say video podcast, I just mean an interview style video that you film and post on YouTube rather than it being audio only. Just frame it as you wanting to interview them about their expertise. Most experts are gonna say yes, because who doesn't want more exposure? And make it easy on them. Just tell them it's a Zoom call that they can do from home. Third, and this is crucial, you post that finished episode on your channel with them as the co-posting channel. Or if you go live, co-stream with your channel set as the primary one. While YouTube does push it to both audiences, only the primary channel gets the views and the watch time credit. So you post this video on your small channel, but the bigger channel's audience gets it pushed to them too. All their audience has to do is watch part of it, and then YouTube's gonna start showing those people more of your videos. So congrats, you've just gained viewers who came pre-qualified from someone they already trust. And if you want proof that this works, take a look at this example on Charlie Johnson's channel. Just about every video is him interviewing a guest, podcast style, and the views are okay, like usually under 200 views. But look at what happened with this video where he co-posted it with Ed Lawrence. That one got nearly 3,000 views, which is 17 times his average. But look what he did here, and this is really smart, and you have to do this or it won't really work. He puts his guest's face prominently on the thumbnail so that his co-host viewers, in this case Ed's viewers, recognizes him instantly. So then his audience is going to click through to see their favorite expert, and then they discover you and your channel in the process. And if he hadn't have put Ed's photo in the thumbnail, Ed's audience never would have clicked through because they would just see it on their homepage, but they would just think it was some random video from a channel they didn't care about. The compound effect here is insane. Once a borrowed viewer watches the collaboration, YouTube's algorithm thinks, okay, this person likes this channel, and they recommend your solo videos too. So you're borrowing their audience's trust to build your own following. So just put together a wish list of 10 to 20 people in your industry that you could ethically steal viewers from. And just see if you can add one collaboration every month to your overall content mix, and you're gonna grow faster than channels that won't discover this until it's too late. Now, getting viewers is great, but at some point you need to turn them into actual leads that you can follow up with, right? And that means email. Yes, even in 2026, email is still the #1 most profitable content type for small businesses, and nothing else even comes close. But here's the thing, to build an email list, you need a lead magnet, right? Something valuable that you give away for free in exchange for their email address. The problem is though, no one wants another PDF guide or checklist anymore. But what if instead of giving them something to read later, you gave them something that solves their problem right now in seconds? And that's where AI comes in, but probably not in the way you're expecting. People expect interactive tools now. They want instant value. And here's the beauty part. AI can build these tools for you in minutes now, even if you can't code to save your life. God knows I can't, and I wouldn't even try. All you really need here is a good idea. So to get to that idea, just write down the top 3 problems that your most ideal clients have. For me, I know so many service business owners want to use YouTube to get clients, but they're terrified that they're awkward on camera. So what if I built an app where they could practice talking to their webcam like they're doing a YouTube video, and it would score them in real time? It could track how animated versus monotone they are, count their ums and ahs, measure their pacing. An app like that could really help them practice until they feel confident, getting them over that hurdle. And I could build that just by going back and forth with the AI for less than an hour. A therapist could make a mindfulness app that guides breathing exercises. A newborn sleep coach could build a feeding schedule calculator. The possibilities are endless, and they all solve real problems that your clients face every day. Once you've got the idea, all you have to do is just talk to ChatGPT, Claude, or Gemini like they're a developer that you hired to make your idea come true. Just say something like, I need a tool that does X for Y person. The AI writes all the code for you, so you don't need to understand programming even a little bit. You just take what they give you, copy and paste it onto your website. But here's the secret sauce that makes this whole thing actually work. So rather than just casually mentioning the tool at the end of one of your videos for them to, go sign up for, you should show the app in action as part of the content of your video. Because when you demo this app live in your videos, email signups can jump from 1% to 10 or even 15%. The tool itself becomes both content for your videos, and then every time you mention it, you're driving signups without being salesy. Just gate it behind a simple email form, and you've got a lead magnet that actually gets leads in 2026. Now, I'm still going to be getting to that super controversial strategy, plus a really effective bonus strategy in a bit. But first, let's talk about the elephant in the room that's already crushing traditional SEO. ChatGPT now handles over 1 billion searches every single week. It's gotten to 1 billion now, and when people search for services on AI, something completely different happens than on Google. Instead of just getting 10 blue links that they have to click through and decide who to pick, they get direct recommendations instead. So the AI just tells them, here are 3 designers in Chicago who specialize in wedding invitations. No clicking's even needed. The business names just appear right there in the conversation. And this is zero-click marketing at its most extreme. People will ask AI, who's the best accountant for online course businesses? And they could get your name without ever visiting your website. But here's what should scare you. If you're not showing up in these AI recommendations, you're invisible to all those searchers. The old SEO rules don't work anymore. You can't just stuff keywords on your website and then hope AI finds you. AI looks for something totally different. First, it needs to see you mentioned as a good choice in multiple places, like industry roundups and best of lists. Those articles like, top 10 web designers in Denver or best marketing consultants for small businesses. AI treats all those mentions as kind of like votes of confidence, right? Like the new version of old school backlinks. Second, it loves comparison content. So you should be creating pages on your site that say, McDowell Marketing versus competitor X or alternatives to big agency Y. When AI sees you being favorably compared to established players, it assumes that you're a legitimate option. Third, get yourself into every relevant directory and review site. Google Business Profile, Yelp, industry-specific directories. AI pulls from all of them to make its recommendations. And this one's a little less under your control, but reviews are just as important now as they ever were, so I would be making a really big push this year to get as many 5-star reviews on as many review sites as you possibly can. It makes sense that these AI tools would look to see who's getting the best reviews when deciding on who to recommend, right? And the businesses that figure this out now are gonna dominate AI search results for the next 5 years, while everyone else is just gonna be wondering why their phone stopped ringing. All right, so I promised you a controversial strategy that you may love or you may hate. I'm gonna let you decide for yourself. So, how the most effective content on social media isn't polished ads, but it's just regular people talking about their experiences? We call that user-generated content, and it usually converts about 3 times better than content you would put out about your business, because we trust real people more than businesses. But the problem is getting actual customers to create video testimonials can feel like the hardest thing in the world. They're busy, they're camera shy, or they just never get around to it. Even if they love your service, they won't make the video. So some businesses are using AI to create their own influencers, and in some cases, even customers from scratch who look 100% real and can talk you up better than your own mom can. And this used to be a lot harder and more expensive to do, but now Sora 2 changes all that. If you've got a ChatGPT subscription, you can make these kinds of videos too. Just type in what you want him to say, maybe describe the person, and boom, you've got what looks like real user-generated content. And once you've got them, you can pretty much put them anywhere, right? Your website, social media, paid ads on Instagram, TikTok, you name it. But here's where I come down on this. There is a big difference between ads and testimonials, and that's where people are getting a little confused here. Look, you might hire an actor for a commercial or pay an influencer to talk about your product.
That's advertising. Companies have been doing it since radio was invented.
And people pretty much understand that it might be pay to play there. But you would never use actors or paid placements as testimonials on your website, right? To me, that's where it crosses a hard line, and the same rule applies here with AI. When people make AI testimonials out of thin air or make up fake reviews with AI faces saying things that never happened, that's not a gray area anymore. That's just wrong. Don't do that. But I actually think there's a legitimate way to use this technology that stays on the ethical side. You can use AI to bring your real written testimonials to life as videos. Here's what I mean. So just take those genuine 5-star reviews you already have from actual customers who've said these nice things, and then use AI actors to, speak their exact words on video. You're not inventing anything, you're not making it up, you're just transforming real feedback from text to video. The words are real, the experience happened, you're just giving it a voice and a face. Even then, I would absolutely want to use a disclaimer like real customer words dramatized by AI. Be completely upfront about it. That way, you're not trying to, lie to anyone. You're just making your real testimonials more engaging for a video-first world. But even if you use it the right way, this AI video thing comes at a pretty serious cost. The more common it becomes, the harder it's gonna be for all of us to use videos like this and have people believe them, even if they're 100% real. Unfortunately, the cat's out of the bag there. Whether or not you decide to use AI videos, the damage to trust is happening anyway, which is exactly why my bonus strategy is so important right now. So while AI makes it harder to tell what's real from what's fake, there's one thing that cuts through all that noise, and that's being an actual human that people know, trust, and follow over time. Building a personal brand makes you trend-proof forever. You become the go-to expert that people seek out by name, not just because some algorithm showed them your content. And when trust is at an all-time low like it is right now, and that's only getting worse, quite frankly, being a real person with real expertise isn't just an advantage, it's the advantage. So how do you build that bulletproof personal brand? Well, I've got the only 7 steps you need in this next video. It's got everything to help people find you, trust you, and get genuinely excited to pay for your expertise. It's right here, so I'd watch it now while all these strategies are fresh in your mind. So click here and I'll meet you there in just a second.